It's time for Michigan Fun on My Michigan TV, a weekly look at the top events in Michigan as presented by the state's leading authority on events, the Michigan Festival and Events Association. A full listing of events is available on MichiganFun.com. Michigan Fun is a production of My Michigan TV powered by Michigan Digital. Now, here's your host, President of the Michigan Festival and Events Association, Mike Sukin.
Welcome to Michigan Fun, the show where we check out the state's top festivals and events. I'm your host, Mike Sukin. Well, Labor Day is officially behind us, and now we are officially in what they call the Burr months. But we still have plenty of hot events ahead. Today's show, we're going to find out what's going on at the Apple Fest and Craft Show in Coldwater, Michigan. And then we're going to talk to the people at the Michigan Apple Festival in Sparta. But first, let's find out about the Richard Crane Memorial Truck Show in St. Ignace. Welcome to the show, Quincy Ranville. Quincy, how you doing today?
I'm great, Mike. How are you?
Great. You know, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and we were talking about your truck show, and he said that he comes up to that truck show all the time, and he can't wait to get up there next week. He said it's absolutely spectacular. But I don't want to steal your thunder. Why don't you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, so we're getting really excited. This is going to be the 27th annual Richard Crane Memorial Truck Show in St. Ignace. Basically, we bring 200 or so show semi-trucks. Some of them are working semi-trucks up to St. Ignace. We shut down Main Street for about a mile and fill it up with trucks. And we've got a bunch of vendors, lots of food trucks, and lots of cool shops to stop at. It's really a very family-friendly event. It's not just for people who drive trucks. It's for all kinds of people. We'll have a country music concert on Friday night that's free to the public at the Kuwaitan Casino with a trucker who is also a country singer named Tony Justice. So we're really excited about that this year. And yeah, we're just excited for the event to get started.
So what other activities do you have other than the trucks and the concert?
The biggest highlight of the show is the Parade of Lights, which typically goes over the Mackinac Bridge, and it's one of the highlights of the whole summer. It has as you can see, there's lights flashing, horns honking all the way across the whole 5-mile Mackinac Bridge. They loop around in Mackinac City and come back north. Unfortunately, this year with construction, the parade is not going to be able to go over the bridge, but we're still going to have our Mackinac Bridge, or we're still going to have the parade. It's just going to take place only in St. Ignace and a little bit farther north, and then loop back down past all the hotels and shops in St. Ignace. So it'll still have that full parade feel. We just definitely want people to make sure they come to St. Ignace to watch the parade this year.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So you're going to go back around the airport and come down through Main Street past all the hotels. That's going to be a beautiful drive.
Yeah, it will be. We're going to just have them go north a little ways on the highway, loop around back down through what we call Evergreen Shores and Castle Rock, and right straight back downtown St. Ignace. So it'll have the same look and feel as usual, just no parade over the bridge this year, but we will be getting back to normal next year with the bridge. So.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that we learned to do in Michigan is adapt.
Yes, that is true. Lots of construction.
Yeah, downstate they call that red or orange barrel season.
Yes, exactly. It is.
So, are you going to have obviously besides the parade, trucks are going to be parked? People can go look at the trucks. Kids can maybe climb up in the cabs of the trucks. You going to have
the truck drivers love having people come check out their trucks. Friday night, we have them all turn on all of their lights for, we don't do any judging anymore, but we still have a full light show Friday evening. So that's a really cool thing to see. All the trucks, they get parked at noon on Friday, And so they are downtown for Friday evening all the way till Saturday evening. So our street is shut down for that whole time. And during that time, there's the light show on Friday night, and then there's just a full truck show on Saturday. So you can come check them out that evening or all day on Saturday when all the vendors are open, and you can get an elephant ear and a hot dog and then check out the show.
Fantastic. Any other events going on, a craft show or things like that for people to spend a little money, bring home some trinkets from the other side of the bridge? The beautiful side of the bridge.
Yeah, better above the bridge. That's what we say. The vendors are spread out throughout town, and we do have craft vendors. There are going to be some sort of truck industry vendors that are selling things that truck drivers would want to purchase, but there's a bunch of like arts and crafts type vendors as well throughout town. They're all kind of spread out, so you just got to kind of walk the whole length of the show to see what all there is available. But that's pretty much it that's going on that weekend. There's not like a separate craft show or anything, although that's a good idea for the future.
Approximately how many people do you anticipate for this?
This show has been growing over the last, 25 years, but especially in the last 10 years. And we are at about 25,000 people in town, which is pretty big for a town of 2,000. So we're excited for everybody to come up for the show. There's no charge for spectators. So, and we also have free parking at the airport and a shuttle that will take you into town all day Friday and all day Saturday. So you can park out at the Mackinac County Airport, and we will shuttle you into the show.
That's great. That's great. You must have knew I was going to ask that question next. Where's everybody going to park? Because parking has got to be a premium. That weekend.
Yeah, parking is tricky, but we do have the airport shuttle, so that's great.
Awesome. Well, Quincy, anything else that you'd like to share? For anybody that wants any additional information, your website, Facebook, something like that?
Yeah. Yep. Our website is www.saintignace.com. And we have all the agenda and information on there. Sorry.
That's great.
Sorry that I have a sick kid, so I had to get home. But
I understand. Again, we have to adapt. Not a problem. Quincy, thank you very much for being with us today. Look forward to having a great show up there. Like you said, everything's great above the bridge. So you guys are going to have a heck of a show there. Everybody's going to have a good time. Thank you very much. And thanks for being with us today. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, it's great hearing about that. We're going to talk next to the Apple and Craft Show in Coldwater, Michigan. So don't go away.
My Michigan TV is streaming everywhere on Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and more smart TV apps. My Michigan TV is on your phone too. Take us with you wherever you go. Just search for My Michigan TV on your favorite app store or visit mymitv.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. My Michigan TV.
Fresh voice can speak to you.
And open your ears and your mind
to new views and new perspectives. The call of the wild.
A crescendo of culture. Listen as a chorus of fresh voices moves you.
Taking you to greater heights.
Add your voice to the mix.
And let Fresh answer back with perfect harmony in pure Michigan.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events happening across the state. Our next guest is from the Apple Fest and Craft Show in Coldwater, Michigan. Welcome to the show, Mariah Wilkie from the Coldwater Parks and Rec.
Well, thank
Mariah.
you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Apple Fest, Craft Show, Coldwater, Michigan. Sounds like a great recipe to me.
Oh, absolutely. This is our 4th year running it. We've taken it over from the chamber, who took it over from the DDA, and I think we've added a few new things. Like this year, we have a pie eating contest that we're going to display around the noon time so people can come and enjoy that.
Let me guess, apple pie.
Oh, absolutely. Nothing's better.
I'll take mine as a Dutch apple, please.
Okay. All right. I'm sure Jeannie's Diner across the street can serve you up some scoops.
Awesome. So what else have you got going on besides a pie eating contest?
Well, we have kids' activities down at the EB Center. They're at one end of our festival. They do bounce houses, they have face painting, they have other projects going on. Throughout the festival, we have vendors giving away books. We have putting tinsel in kids' hair. We have a giant wall down in our grassy area by where some of our food trucks are, a giant wall for kids to color on. But a lot of vendors have kids stuff to hand out. They want the kids down there. So that's part of the reason why we've moved our festival to a parking lot, to make it safer for all those kids to come and join us.
That's great. Parking lot though is somewhere near downtown?
Yep, we're right directly downtown. Just look up probably 76 West Chicago Street. It'll bring it to you. We go everywhere from our main floor all the way down to Clay Street. So it's about 4 blocks. But
Wow.
A lot of the vendors are in our parking lot.
That's great. Yeah. So the event starts at what time and what day?
Yep, 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. on Saturday the 16th.
Right. It's going to be a pretty full schedule there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just continuous vendors. So you have tons to look at, tons to walk around. You meet people that you haven't talked to in a while. Plenty of apples to get. I do recommend getting there early because depending on how our weather and our growing season is, for Strawberry Fest, we ran out of strawberries a little early because it was bad weather, but it looks like we'll have plenty of apples for this festival.
Is there a pie contest where people are winning prizes for their masterpiece that they bring in?
Not yet. I'm still looking for an organization or a service club to do something like that for me. We just haven't made that happen or work yet, but if anybody wants to, just give me a call.
I've seen a community that had that, and I'll tell you, you take one piece of pie out of it and you cut it up, and your judges get to sample it, and it's a blind sample. And then the pie that has the blue ribbon, I'll tell you, it goes on auction. And talk about a fundraiser. People want that blue ribbon pie.
It sounds fantastic. You're making me hungry listening to this, but it sounds like you want to come down and run this for me.
No.
Every
single week we do this show, and every single week I end up having to wipe my chin because I'm drooling, because everything that happens here in Michigan is fantastic. Whether it's an apple fest, a cherry fest, a strawberry fest. I mean, even pickles. What the heck?
Yeah, absolutely.
So beautiful Coldwater, Michigan. You are how far north of the Indiana border?
About 15 minutes.
There you go.
We actually sit right on the border with Indiana, but to come find our festival, you want to drive about north 15 minutes.
All right. And how many people do you anticipate attending the event this year?
We're looking at 2,000 people joining us. We have grown. We have 200 vendors, which is the most we've ever had for this festival before. And they always bring their their people with them to come check them out and then see what else we have, what other great things people have made.
200 vendors?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's one way to describe it.
Sounds like a lot of walking. Sounds
not too bad.
Sounds like if I were to show up down there with my wife, I'm going to have a cart or a wagon because I know she's going to buy everything. I mean, it's just the way she is. She buys everything. So, apple cider I see there in the pictures. So, you got to have apple spice donuts to go with that apple cider.
Hope Cafe usually has special donuts that they do in the morning and coffee. So you could find that there. We do have vendors that like slice up apples and they'll drizzle the caramel over it and you can eat it like a shish kebab. Vendors get pretty creative with the different apple themes. You just got to look for it. It's not all in one location because I want you to visit the entire festival.
Yep, I need a napkin again. Well, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So people that will be coming there, they're at home, they're watching the show on Thursday, they're trying to decide what we're going to do next weekend. Where can they get additional information besides the show?
They can visit our website.
Okay.
Our website at coldwater.org, or I would recommend going to our Facebook page, which is Coldwater Recreation Department. We have an event page directly on there, but you can also see what else the rec department has going on, from adult leagues and youth sports to our haunted forest that's coming up in October. So you can check everything out there.
Well, you guys are pretty busy. Haunted Strawberry Festival, Apple Festival, Haunted Forest.
Yeah.
Got a corn maze?
No, we don't have a corn maze. No.
Next year.
I'll think about it. I'm always trying to add for haunted forest, and my boss has to keep me down.
There you go. Well, Mariah, I appreciate you being on the show today. As I said, I'm drooling. I'm thinking about everything Apple, and it sounds like anything Apple is going to be in beautiful Coldwater, Michigan, in next weekend, right?
Yeah, a week from Saturday. I appreciate you having me on the show. I'm glad I can get Coldwater's Festival out there.
Very good. Thanks, Mariah.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Wow, another event, another bunch of napkins. But wait, we're not done, because when we come back, we're going to be talking to the Michigan Apple Fest in Sparta, Michigan. Hey, you don't want to miss this. Be right back.
Here in beautiful Michigan, it's time to start your hospitality and tourism career, because there's no better time
to lead the way,
to create an experience,
to put on a performance,
to teach the next generation,
to run the city,
to get the party rolling,
make a splash,
to create the fun,
to share the flavor, to enjoy the Great Lakes.
To spice things up.
To pour happiness.
To settle in.
To get in the game.
So what are you waiting for?
Out here with the squad, everybody trying to go. Yeah, the party jumping off. Hey, we putting on a show, trying to catch a vibe. We do this every time, like na 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 na. This is where I wanna be. Never ever gonna leave. You ain't no unit for me. I'm like na 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 na.
Welcome back to Michigan Fun, a weekly look at the top events happening across the state. And we got a real surprise for you guys right now, or maybe I should just call it a treat. Our next guest is Michelle from the Sparta Chamber of Commerce, and we're going to hear all about their Apple Fest in Sparta, Michigan. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing today?
Hello, good. How are you?
Great. So, Sparta, Apple Fest, this got to be a busy time there in West Michigan.
Yeah, we're expecting about 10,000 people. And there's all kinds of Apple-themed fun. There are kids' crafts and games, an apple peeling contest, an apple baking contest, an apple eating contest. And we're pretty excited this year. There's going to be the International Living Statues Festival joining us. So there'll be living statue performers from around the world in Sparta doing a performance. So we're pretty excited.
That sounds like a lot of fun. The living statues. I've seen those before. That can be that can be giggles and grins at the same time. So what kind of activities do you have for the kids? There's going to be a pie eating contest?
Yep. So there'll be a kids pie eating contest as well as an adults contest. And we're also going to have inflatables and jelly ball, as well as like a petting zoo, pony rides, little apple box tractor rides, and some crafts and games that kids can play.
So you said earlier that there was a pie baking contest. So there's going to be pie judging of those pies that are being baked?
Yep. And this year we're going to have two categories, traditional and non-traditional. So anyone who has any sort of like apple pie type dessert, even if it's not a traditional apple pie, they can enter to win.
So when the blue ribbon pie is anointed, do you guys auction those pies off as a fundraiser?
We haven't done that in the past, but it's definitely a good idea and one to consider for next year.
Sometimes those can get into really good bidding wars, and if it's a for instance, if this was my wife that baked that pie, I'm going to have to buy that pie because otherwise I would be letting my wife down. So somebody else could be bidding against me just to see how high I would go. And I got to go all the way. So, I mean, it could be a great fundraiser, and it can also be oh my gosh, what a spectator event. So just a suggestion. And no, I'm not volunteering to chair that. I want to be the judge. I want to taste that pie.
Yeah, we are having a harvest chance raffle. So there will be chances for people to bid and win a lot of exciting prizes there.
So what time do we get started?
So on Friday, we get started at 4. And on Saturday, we get started at 10 a.m.
Okay. Is there a parade or something that goes on, or just the streets closed down for the crafters? I mean, the vendors, and then the activities. I've never been there. So you got to help me out a little bit.
There's not a parade, but yeah, they will have an area closed with tons of artisan vendors and all the activities, as well as riding through town will be the Harvest Hayride. And it's for 21 and up, but they go to just local establishments to try in a tasting from the local establishments in Sparta.
Wow, that sounds great. And live entertainment, you got any bands playing or musicians that are going to be playing?
Yes, throughout the whole festival, there will be live music performed on the main stage in Sparta Town Square.
That's awesome. So all of your entire itinerary is available on your website, which is?
MichiganAppleFest.com.
And do you have a Facebook page?
Yes, Sparta Today.
Sparta Today. So I'm going to put you on the spot only because we had a conversation yesterday. You are an intern at the Chamber of Commerce. How long have you been there?
So I've been an intern here for about 2.5 years now.
Really?
Yes.
Awesome. You obviously must love it there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to work here, and there's a lot of great opportunities. And yeah, it's just so much fun.
So brag about Sparta.
Sparta is beautiful. It's everything that it means to be a small town. There's so many farms, and if you haven't been to Sparta recently, there's been a lot of changes made to downtown, a lot of new shops and boutiques, and just old buildings being revitalized into a really great shopping area. There's a lot of great restaurants and a lot to do.
And people should come next week to the Apple Festival and check it out themselves and see how welcoming Sparta is and all the great treats that they have available. Because I'm looking at the pictures right now and I'm starting to drool again because I see those apples and I love apple pie. I mean, you can't go wrong with apple pie. It's just absolutely awesome. Michelle, thank you very much for being with us today. I greatly appreciate it. And by the way, you're a great ambassador for the Chamber of Commerce and for the Sparta community. So God bless you in whatever that you do. And I know that you guys are going to have a great event this coming weekend. So thank you very much for being on our show today.
Thank you so much.
Well, that wraps up this week's show. I want to thank all of our guests for joining us. And to find out more information about these events or any events in the state of Michigan, go to michiganfun.com. And I'd also like to thank our producer, Jared Clark, and the entire staff at My Michigan TV. To browse the full library of live and on-demand shows, go to MyTV. That's MyTV.com. All Michigan, streaming everywhere. Hey, I look forward to seeing you all again next week. Until then, get out there and have some fun.